Well, copper has staged a remarkable journey in 2021 so far, with the price of the commodity rising by over 25% despite the virus crisis. So why is this? Let's find out more with Kunal Sawhney, CEO of Kalkine Group. Welcome in, sir. Good to see you.
Adrian, how are you? Good to see you.
Of course, always great to see. So tell us, what's going on with copper prices here, Kunal?
Copper prices, let's talk about them. Copper has staged a remarkable journey in 2021 so far. The commodity has been risen about 25% despite the virus crisis. Thanks to strong demand in China and a weaker US dollar, the price of copper exceeded US $10,000 for the first time in 10 years in April 2021. And after trending sideways for a few months after April, copper woke up again in October while trading above $10,000 a ton for some days. The rally in copper prices was somehow triggered by the global energy crisis, which forced metal output cuts from China to Europe and tightening the supply of copper. In addition, US Federal Reserve, their decision to go slow on interest rate rises despite inflationary pressures helped copper prices to sustain the momentum. And also there is a recovery in copper demand spurred by lockdown restriction that increased demands for metals in housing and consumer goods. We can see in Australia, the housing sector is booming. People are building more houses and you need copper for all of that. So here we go. That's why copper is doing really well.
Beautifully outlined, but have we seen a gradual loss of momentum over the last month or so?
They have taken a breather. There has been a bit of correction, about 6% since mid-October 2021. China's decision to cool down surging coal prices, that is vital to power the world's second biggest economy, triggered a fall in copper prices to some extent. The recent pullback in copper prices can also be credited to an ongoing property crisis in China, and China's real estate sector accounts for a huge share of copper consumption, which was hit by a liquidity squeeze. The copper prices further, they bore the brunt of the latest economic data in China, which showed unexpectedly strong industrial output, but weakness in the property sector. And moreover, the energy shortages in China and electricity price hikes in Europe have been posing risk of a reduced demand for industrial metal, keeping a lid on the price rise.
So, of course, we're not here to give specific advice, but are you looking at any particular stock picks in terms of the copper segment of the world?
Stock picks. So once again, let's talk about them. We don't give any advice, so please do your research before you look into these. So let's talk about a few. Sandfire Resources. Sandfire is progressing towards completion of the acquisition of the new Spanish copper mine, Matsa. Under a deal. The deal could propel it to become the biggest copper pure play on the ASX. So that's going to be a big one. Next is BHP. Their revenue is dominated by iron ore. It is one of the biggest copper producers in Australia. The company produced 1.7 million tons of copper in 2020, which plateaued slightly in 2021 due to a change in copper grade. However, the company expects strong copper production for the current financial year on the back of solid capital investment. And the next one we have is Oz Minerals, OZL. Their full year copper production is tracking in line with the annual guidance. The company anticipates copper production of 120,000 to 145,000 tons in the 2021 financial year.
And just a brief one in terms of what we should look out for copper, just to wrap us up in the future. Do you have any predictions?
Okay, so COVID-19 lockdown restrictions continue to fade as driving force. Copper demand is likely to strengthen for advanced countries heading to 2022, while supply chain disruptions may continue for quite some time. The resumption of some infrastructure projects could underpin growth in copper prices. However, this is unlikely to happen in the immediate future. In the coming few months, the commodity market might see slowing global growth momentum and plummeting Chinese copper demand to exert pressure on copper prices. So copper prices may take it a bit easy in the next few months.
Always good to have a chat, Kunal. Thanks so much once again for joining us on Ticker News. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Adrian. Have a good one. See you.